Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chioma, and I know I said we were going to talk about heaven the next time I came back, but I did want to take a moment to talk about life because technically the last video was about death and not about hell, even though I did kind of go on a tangent, but I want to talk about life and like what does it even mean to live, right? Like what is life? And if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my iPad, right? But first, let me read you this very popular quote from a movie, okay? Chaos isn't a pit, chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail and never get to try again. The fall breaks them, and some are given a chance to try, but they refuse. They cling to the realm or the gods or love illusions. Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is. And we can talk about the rest of the quote later on because I do feel like most of that quote is, I mean, obviously is about life, right? But the what I really want to focus in on is the climb is all there is because I had obviously been thinking about it for a while, but once I heard this quote for the first time, it really clicked for me. It's like, yeah, the climb is all there is, like in life in general, because I had always been like, what's the point of life? You know, like, why am I even here? Like, what's even the reason? Like, and when I was younger, I kind of didn't like the fact that I was alive. Like, I wasn't necessarily suicidal. Like, I didn't want to kill myself, but I was just like, why? Like, what's even, like, you know, like, what am I doing here? Like, what's going on? Like, why, out of all the, I guess, combination of sperm and eggs, like, why am I here? And not in a way like, oh, God, out of all the combinations, you brought me. Like, no, I was dead as like, you shouldn't have. Like, you shouldn't have because now I'm on earth, but I have to deal with all this bullshit that comes from being alive. I wasn't grateful. I wasn't thankful. I wasn't appreciative. I was irritated. I was irritated for a huge part of my life. Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe not a huge part, but it was definitely a significant chunk. I was like, you messed up bringing me here because nobody asked you, like, why did you do that? And it's always because I just felt I just could never understand like what the point of life was because yeah, people would be like, oh, you're supposed to worship God, blah blah blah. I didn't really care for that. And then people would be like, oh, it's for your purpose, your one big grand purpose. But I've always been the kind of person that like can make a purpose. Like, I don't know, like I can, you know, hype myself to really like a particular path. Like the way I see it, I can be successful at anything. Like at any path I choose, I could be successful at that. But I never necessarily cared to do so, right? Like could I be a lawyer? Sure. Could I be a doctor? Sure. But like I don't want to. Like I don't care. And me not becoming a doctor or a lawyer is not because I'm so scared of the studying. It's just because I just didn't care for that path, right? And so I never really understood the point of life, and that was what was plaguing me for that significant portion of life. So because of that, I kind of felt hopeless a little bit. So I just, because I always thought there had to be a point or reason. But what I'm understanding now is there is no point, there is no reason, there is no destination, right? Christianity really teaches you about that destination of like when you die, the afterlife. So everything you do here is working towards the afterlife. But in my belief now, there is no destination. There is no working towards the afterlife. What you do here, that's life. That's it. like what you do on a day to day, right? That's all there is to it. And actually, I hope I don't forget, but there's actually a movie I want us to watch as like an assignment. Okay, yeah, I'll be giving y'all homework. Oh, I need to find the name. I think I kind of forgot. I actually got it from somebody else. She was talking about sadness and happiness and stuff. But I just feel like we really need to let it sink into our hearts that regardless of whether, as that quote say, regardless of whether we never get a chance to climb or we keep climbing and failing or we climb once we fail, we give up, it doesn't matter, right? The action of the climbing, the preparing to climb, the falling from the climb, the looking at other people that have made the climb, the being on top and then wondering why the people below you are so lazy and why they're not trying to get, that's life. That's all there is to it, right? Like that's the climb. That's the work. That's the process. Oh, I heard somebody else say it like the journey is the destination. Like you actually going through it every day. Yeah, that's it, babes. Right? And even let me use like weight loss because that's a very common example. The weight loss is found in the everyday, the eating healthy every day, the process of chopping up those veggies and cooking them. That's it, babes. That's it. And which is why there is no magical pill for like almost anything, because the real destination is the journey of doing it day by day. That's it. So yeah, I guess this is gonna be like a quick video, and I did just want to come on here and say that because that is something that I have just been dwelling on recently. And then I guess if you're also suicidal or if you're just asking yourself like why, the truth is there's no reason. There's no reason. At least I don't really feel like there's a grand scheme of things, right? There's a grand reason for why you were born, right? Think about it. All the people that are giving birth now, are they thinking about their children's grand futures? No. They're just like, I want a kid, so they're having kids. Or they're like, oh, we just didn't use a condom. So that's that. Now we have a kid. But it's rarely ever, oh, I just feel like this child has a grand future ahead of them. It's rarely ever like that. So I don't really feel like there's a grand, because I asked my mom one time, I was like, well, why did you have me? And she was literally just like, she wanted 4 kids. She wanted 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. And now here I am pondering about life, asking myself why, feeling hopeless, like, oh, can I change something? Can I not change something? It's really no reason. There is no reason. So if you're like, oh my God, well, like I want to kill myself because there is no, there is nothing to do. Like there's no purpose in life. I mean, you're kind of right. There is no grand purpose, like the way they always say it, like this grand reason for whatever. Yeah, that's not a thing. But you could make your own purpose and find purpose in the everyday, in the actions you take every day. And that's how you'll be able to like meet you create a goal and then you take the daily steps to get there. And yeah, right? Because that's also kind of why I'm doing this YouTube channel, because I always kind of felt like I was pretty good at giving advice, but I always wanted to be like, oh no, when I get up there to a specific point in life, I guess, oh no, let me become a therapist. Oh no, let me become a teacher. Let me do this thing that will give me the accolades. And then it will be like, okay, yeah, you can go give your advice. But Even if I become a therapist, so what? I probably won't even like it if I'm being honest. Here, I can come on here, talk. I don't have no followers, no subscribers. Somebody's probably not gonna see this video, so it's like it is what it is, right? I can just come on here, say what I want, and be gone. I don't have to abide by all these crazy rules. I mean, obviously, YouTube has its rules, but it's just not like having it as a job. It's okay to do things as a hobby and not a job. It's okay to engage in things even if you're not getting paid, even if you're not making money. Matter of fact, I feel like it's more fulfilling to engage in things when you're not making money from it than to engage in it just because you're making money or just because you want to make money. I mean, it can also be both. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you shouldn't make money from certain hobbies and stuff. But sometimes it's nice to not necessarily make money from your hobbies, but then just keep doing it because you genuinely love doing it. Or, I mean, you can make money from it, but not always, right? You can maybe you take the occasional person, like maybe you like to bake, right? Sure, you can take the occasional order, but it doesn't mean you have to become a baker professionally and open a bakery and then make it your job. Like sometimes it's okay to just not, to revel in the freedom that having hobbies give you, right? It's like, okay, I can do that because I have the skills, but I don't necessarily have to do it. Now, back to the people that are like considering and pondering about life. To be honest, this is all there is to it. Like, it doesn't really matter your status. It doesn't really matter how much money you have. This is what there is to it. You're gonna have to decide if you're gonna stay on and create a goal for yourself and take it day by day, or if you don't. And I'm not saying like go kill yourself, like, oh my God, I'm not. But it's important to have a reason for why you're choosing to be alive, especially if you're the kind of person that has thought about suicide before or has considered like what's even the point of being alive. Oh, it's important for you to sit there and like actually be like, okay, I'm going to be alive because A, B, C, D, E. Or, you know what? Life isn't so bad. And really, life really isn't that bad. You just need to find the ways in which life is not bad to make it not bad. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the same way you engage in your melancholy, you need to engage in joy that same way, right? Like there's this meditation, I don't know, isn't, I think it's called like listening, just like a listening meditation practice. It's basically where you just sit there and you just listen to whatever. What sounds are you hearing? Are you hearing any sounds? Like maybe the plane that is flying overhead, or if you live by an ocean, the sound of the ocean, the sound of the wind, like maybe some kids are playing nearby, right? There's this school bus stopping for the kids to come out, or there are cars passing by. Maybe you're hearing an ambulance. And just those kind of things just makes you more grounded in the moment. And then also I'm just going out more in nature and just seeing and appreciating natural scenery, right? Like being on a hill or a mountain and then just seeing the view, you're just like, oh my God, oh my goodness, so perfect. Or like seeing the ocean, seeing, like you can even look online, just look at the caves. Like you're looking at the caves, you're looking at just natural, like it doesn't even have to be nature. Like you can also go like on this tall buildings and just look around, and it doesn't even have to be complicated. You can go outside and just look at the sky, right? Are there clouds today, or is it sunny? Like what do the clouds look like? stuff like that. So, because if you are sitting there considering, like, maybe I want to end my life, I think you're having the wrong idea about life. And like, I, I, I haven't yet decided how I feel about suicide. Like, will I say go end your life? No. I actually don't think you should, just because I feel like life can be very beautiful and life can be pretty good, right? And especially once you understand what life is and what it's not, right? Once you get to that point where you understand what life is not, you're able to enjoy what life is, because then you're not deluding yourself. You're not comparing. You're not like, oh, my life isn't like this, my life isn't like that. No, you're just okay because you finally understand, okay, this is life, that is not life. And then you finally know how to find joy in different areas of life and just be at peace with who you are and with who everybody else is. And then in that sense, you can start to see the dichotomy. You can just think critically about anything and you can ask yourself questions. You can answer these questions, because I feel like, yeah, once you understand what life is and what it's not, you can take steps that will help you really feel free in a way that you haven't before. And then you might not even need to feel hopeful, because you won't be feeling hopeless, because you finally took a stand for yourself and for your life and you made a choice. Now, even if you're like, okay, I'm in a shitty situation, right? You won't be, oh, I'm such a shitty situation. Oh, oh, oh. No, at that point, you'll be more like, okay, what can I do about it? Is there anything I can do about it? Can somebody else do something about it? Right? Like, and then you eventually get to the point where you're like, wow, even though I am in a shitty situation and it is taking time to get out of that situation, there are other things that I can look at. I can look at, okay, this area of my life is actually pretty good. That area of my life is actually pretty good, right? And you can just eventually come to the point where, like, it's not like you're comparing your life with other people and being like, oh, like my life is so much better than theirs. But it's more like you won't be as easily shaken, or just as often. You won't be shaken as often. So it's not like every time something bad happens, you immediately delve into hopelessness and despair. Like at this point, you have a little more mental fortitude to be able to be like, no, because we made the decision. And yeah, you'll be able to live a better life, I believe, once you come to terms with that part of life. So, anyways, that's all I have for today, until I come back with a heaven video. Okay, yeah, because the truth is, living is hard, dying is just as hard. Okay, yeah, yeah. See y'all next time. Bye.